Welcome back to the Books Bible Study. We are continuing in Leviticus chapter 19, verse 1 reads, And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, verse 2, Speak to all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say to them, You shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. Verse 3, Every one of you shall revere his mother and his father, and keep my Sabbaths. I am the Lord your God. Verse 4, Do not turn to idols, nor make for yourselves molten gods. I am the Lord your God. Verse 5, And if you offer a sacrifice of a peace offering to the Lord, you shall offer it of your own free will. Verse 6, It shall be eaten the same day you offer it, and on the next day. And if any remains until the third day, it shall be burned with fire. Verse 7, And if it is eaten at all on the third day, it is an abomination. It shall not be accepted. So God will literally lead you and keep you holy if you allow him. Right? Verse 8, Therefore, everyone who eats it shall bear his iniquity, because he has profaned the hallowed offering of the Lord, and that person shall be cut off from his people. Verse 9, When you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not wholly reap the corners of your field, nor shall you gather the gleanings of your harvest. So when you plant something and it's harvest time, you're not going throughout your field trying to make sure that every single bit of it has been harvested, right? Verse 10, And you shall not glean your vineyard, nor shall you gather every grape of your vineyard. You shall leave them for the poor and for the stranger. I am the Lord your God. So greed has gotten a lot of people in trouble with God because it causes you to abuse people, right? Use people and treat people in a manner that is not godlike, right? So we got to be careful with greed, trying to get everything when we have more than enough for ourselves, right? Verse 11 says, You shall not steal, nor deal falsely, nor lie to one another. Verse 12, And you shall not swear by my name falsely, nor shall you profane the name of your God. I am the Lord. Verse 13, You shall not cheat your neighbor, nor rob him. The wages of him who is hired shall not remain with you all night until morning. That means pay them immediately, right? Verse 14 says, You shall not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shall fear your God. I am the Lord. Verse 15, You shall do no injustice in judgment. You shall not be partial to the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty. In righteousness you shall judge your neighbor. So you're not judging someone because of their lack of income or their abundance of income, right? You are judging righteously. Verse 16, You shall not go about as a talebearer among your people, nor shall you take a stand against the life of your neighbor. I am the Lord. So a talebearer is someone who spreads rumors or exposes secrets, and it's not just like talking about someone, right? It's basically weaponizing your words. You intend to cause some type of malicious harm or something to them. That's what a talebearer does, right? A gossip. Verse 17 says, You shall not hate your brother in your heart. You shall surely rebuke your neighbor and not bear sin because of him. Verse 18, You shall not take vengeance, nor bear any grudge against the children of your people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. Verse 19, You shall keep my statutes. You shall not let your livestock breed with another kind. You shall not sow your field with mixed seed, nor shall a garment of mixed linen and wool come upon you. Verse 20, Whoever lies carnally with the woman who is betrothed to a man as a concubine, and who has not at all been redeemed or given her freedom, for this there shall be scourging, but they shall not be put to death, because she is not free. Verse 21, And he shall bring his trespass offering to the Lord to the door of the tabernacle of meeting, a ram as a trespass offering. And remember, the trespass offering was for those unintentional sins that where you harmed someone and you had to pay retribution for, right? Verse 22 says, The priest shall make atonement for him with the ram of the trespass offering before the Lord for his sin which he has committed, and the sin which he has committed shall be forgiven him. Verse 23, When you come into the land and have planted all kinds of trees for food, then you shall count their fruit as uncircumcised. 3 years it shall be as uncircumcised to you, it shall not be eaten. So God is really giving tips on discipline, right? Verse 24 says, but in the 4th year, all its fruit shall be holy, a praise to the Lord. Verse 25, and in the 5th year you may eat its fruit, that it may yield to you its increase. I am the Lord your God. Verse 26, you shall not eat anything with the blood, nor shall you practice divination or soothsaying. So divination describes the act of trying to find out hidden information, generally apart from God, like without God. And examples of this is like tarot reading, astrology, crystal ball gazing, palm reading, interpreting omens and signs, doing any of that separate from God, right? And then soothsaying is prediction or foretelling by familiar spirits, right? Soothsaying is a specific type of divination, okay, but it's not by the Spirit of God. And so that's why he forbids it. Verse 27 says, you shall not shave around the sides of your head, nor shall you disfigure the edges of your beard. Verse 28, you shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor tattoo any marks on you. I am the Lord. So it was customary for people at that time to cut themselves as they mourned the dead, right? They would just cut themselves to express sorrow. And they would also tattoo themselves as an act of worship to the other God. So God is saying to that as well. Verse 29 says, you do not prostitute your daughter to cause her to be a harlot, lest the land fall into harlotry and the land become full of wickedness. Verse 30, you shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. I am the Lord. Verse 31, give no regard to mediums and familiar spirits. Do not seek after them to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. Verse 32, you shall rise before the gray-headed and honor the presence of an old man and fear your God. I am the Lord. Verse 33, and if a stranger dwells with you in your land, you shall not mistreat him. Verse 34, the stranger who dwells among you shall be to you as one born among you, and you shall love him as yourself, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Verse 35, you shall do no injustice in judgment, in measurement of length, weight, or volume. Verse 36, you shall have honest scales, honest weights, an honest ephah, and an honest hin. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt. Verse 37, therefore you shall observe all my statutes and all my judgments and perform them. I am the Lord. So this chapter lists moral laws as well as cultural, ceremonial laws. And there are actually 26 commandments listed in this chapter. And you see repeatedly, he says, I am the Lord, and he is whatever you need him to be. So there is no need to act in opposition of what he's requiring them to do, right? Because he is the Lord. And so that concludes Leviticus chapter 19. Stay tuned for chapter 20. God bless.